Hey guys, it's Mathel here once again, and today I'm going to update you on the Stormcall character, because quite a lot has happened in the past couple of days as I've been figuring out the best way to play and build this character for basically the most value for money and the most effective setup. And it is, of course, a non-crit Elementalist Stormcaller, and at this stage you can see it is CI. Now I think being low life is going to be the highest damage output for the non-crit version of this build, but for this stage I've stuck to CI just because it's going to be a bit cheaper than low life, but still very effective in its defenses and damage. As you may see, I have dropped the Voltaxic and I am now running a Pledge of Hands. The reason for that is Voltaxic just, while it did perform well, in the end putting in a Pledge of Hands seems to give me a greater output. So forgetting the chaos damage, having pure lightning damage, and then having lightning pen in my setup, so I'm wasting an extra link, but gaining it back because spell echo is no longer needed since we're running Pledge of Hands. It actually ended up feeling a lot stronger for DPS, and I've been able to take care of just about everything in the game on somewhat of a budget, running a pretty just wonky CI setup of all kinds of messed up gear. It's actually really easy to gear. Some of it is really good though, but you don't actually need that insane gear because some of it is also really bad. So it balances out to you're probably going to need a few exalts worth of ES gear and a 5-link pledge to take care of just about everything in the game. By this point, I have already 6-linked my pledge though. I played with a 5-link for quite a few hours, but then I just brute forced for a 6-link so that I could move on to bigger, better things, like trying out massive clear speed at the end game and then also taking on Uber Atziri. So the clear speed on this build has been completely insane. This is me doing a Porjo's at level 90 and I averaged about 150 million XP an hour. That's at level 90 running Porjo's maps. And then jumping into plateaus, I'd get about 150 million an hour. Likewise with waterways. So all those maps can be chained really fast and really effectively with this current setup. And it's been really fun to play. If you can't quite get your hands on the Stormcall enchant, then perhaps it's just going to be a bit slower, but overall it should still be very fun. You just have to wait half a second for a delay instead of nothing. So I'll show you exactly what has changed in the setup so far and what we're currently running. Is the character, and she looks pretty damn nice in a full black gloom setup with a nice ebony weapon effect on the Pledge of Hands, if I do say so myself. It's currently now level 91. You probably can't see that, hold on. Boom, it's now level 91. It's an elementalist called Is This League Still Going? And I've hit 9200 ES, with potential for more if you really want it, but I'm comfortable at this level. I'm running a Pledge of Hands, and it's quite a cheap option these days. They are fairly plentiful and not that popular item anymore, but for the non-crit variant of this build, it seems to be probably the most effective item in your weapon slot. I do think so. If you're going crit version and Inquisitor, then you probably want something like daggers or wands, but for the non-crit version, I do think Pledge of Hands is your best. You save out on a link for level 30 spell echo, so that essentially gives you a 7-link at its maximum. And the links are Stormcall, not Conk Effect, that's just for boss fights, increased area, added lightning, controlled destruction, a lightning pen, and less duration. Now, added lightning is my 6th link, and I think that's probably your best bet. If you can get a level 4 Empower, that might be better, but I have not had the chance to test it. The helm, I still have a 45 reduced Stormcall duration helm and re-rolled it to make it just a bit more ES friendly. Got a pretty good roll for resist there, so that's rather nice. And I've just reused a bunch of gear from previous characters. This ring, essentially worthless. This one, it's really just very attack based, but I'm reusing it from a previous character. The belt, pretty good. Reusing it though, so there's quite a few. There's a wasted stat or two there, don't really need strength or the wed. These gloves I bought for 10 chaos when they didn't have this ES craft on it, and then I crafted ES on there myself. Had to try and get a bit of dexterity just for Voltaxic, which is no longer needed. And these boots are reused. 80% chance to avoid being stunned is what I use to mostly avoid stun as CI on this character. And this amulet, I think, cost about 10 chaos. The important things on your amulet are probably just cast speed and ES percentage. So look for something like that. You're pretty flexible with your gearing choices on this build. I then crafted this just by chaos spamming a Vaal Regalia. You don't really need a second setup, so links aren't terribly important. You can fuck around with links yourself and come up with the most optimal setup, but I just decided to grab a Regalia and chaos spam it without any link requirements. Because now I am housing my lightning warp here, and what I'm supposed to be doing is that. Lightning Warp, rapid decay, less duration, and faster casting. Makes Lightning Warp a very fast moving skill and travel for you, and it's actually quite comfortable, fairly competitive with things like Flame Dash, Whirling Blades, whatever. For the most part, I am running around, and I do that quite fast, but sometimes you just need to warp away. So I'm running that fast because of a Quicksilver with added move speed, Silver Flask, as well as taking some Flask nodes. Besides that, not much else has changed from the previous setup. Herald of Thunder, Curse on Hit, and Warlord's Mark is where my Leech is coming from, and that basically auto-sustains itself almost all of the time, and then you drop an Orb of Storms whenever you need to curse something yourself, and it'll curse everything around there all the time. So currently I'm just running Herald of Thunder and Wrath, and that leaves me with 550 mana unreserved, 110 mana cost, but the Warlord's Leech takes care of all mana regen, and sometimes I do, of course, use Vaal Clarity though, when you run a curse immune map, for example, let's just say, or for boss fights, that too. Besides that, Vaal Haste and Vaal Discipline, you know what those do. Using a Writhing Jar just to sometimes get conflicts going, as I've previously mentioned. That helps for boss fights. Not strictly necessary, but it does certainly help sometimes. Besides that, double golem setup as per the usual. Still have not taken Paragon of Calamity, that's the Reflect passive, and I am fully lightning, as you can see. If you're really worried about Reflect, do take this. If you're on hardcore, you probably should take this. Drop one of these two. And yeah, at the moment with 9k ES, clearing tier 15 maps, even with minus max, I've only died to Reflect once. But it is something that can happen on minus max if you have a large enough monster that has early Reflect on him. So it's up to you entirely. I don't think I need it, and I have not taken it, but you certainly can, and probably should, to be fair. Now, at this stage, the character has performed far past my expectations for what it can do, and by that I of course also mean I have done an Atziri run. Happened to do one that I'll show you in just a second. It's actually one of the first ones I've actually had to play the game in quite a while. Usually the strategy for Atziri these days is to just kill things instantly and take no damage, not really have to do anything about the actual game itself. In this run you will see I have to dodge a bit, and it's actually quite comfortable and rather fun on this character to do. So I do think a Stormcall Elementalist, and in general any Stormcall, especially Inquisitor with crit, can be a good league starter, so bear that in mind if you want to try out Stormcall right now or in the future. As long as not too much changes, Stormcall should be still really strong and pretty fun, I'd say. I had a blast playing it. So I'll leave you guys with the Uber video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Golems are gonna die like non-stop on trash. It's fucking annoying. Pretty good start on trash DPS actually. I even conk effect it just to make it easier. I actually just turned my chat off accidentally. Can't see anything. Which is probably for the best. trash DPS is good. So yeah, trash clear is pretty acceptable, I'd say. And fairly reliable, and fairly quick. I think chat is bad for you? Absolutely I am. Feel free to take that the wrong way. Zero rips to the Vaals. Nate can suck a big fat dick. Unless he wants to, in which case, deny him of any dick sucking. Holy crap. Some sort of a mana-based non-crit build. Yes, all over that thing. Need to get ready for the momentum plays. Let's see if we can. Oh, okay. I just did. Have to trigger early overload here though. Damn it! Didn't get lucky. Oh well. Here goes. This was not outstanding. I don't think I triggered like any confluxes. Which, yeah, it's fucking terrible. Ah. Good, good, good. Herald of Thunder, stop killing me. Rest. Alright, now this is the hard phase because I won't be burning or doing anything. Actually, I think I did pretty well already. Without burning. Yeah, no, this is fine. Inquisitor would have been so much better DPS on bosses like these though. Jesus. Like my tooltip straight up would have been twice as high, and then 100% Ellie pen is fucking colossal. Alright, well, there you go. 2 deathless so far. So, chance predictions have been atrocious. Fuck you all. Let me try Conk Effect for the fucking trash. Yeah, not bad, actually. I feel like I need the AoE, and that little bit of extra damage while not confluxed is so nice. I don't care what it lists it as. If you've ever played normal characters like this with a penetration gem and then played Inquisitor, you can see the fucking difference. It's massive. Okay, that's gonna be tough. Initial DPS is not strong. And then I got fucking plowed by all those spears. I'm gonna have to use probably more flasks than I wanted to during these phases. Oh my god. Oh man, my mana leech doesn't exist right now, does it? Oh, he's hitting the mirror. I don't think she's allowed to walk into a corner like that. Then I can't avoid her spear. Don't really need this flask, because if I can just play the round like I did that time, I don't need super mega awesome DPS. Okay, here goes. Hopefully you get another good spawn. Actually, yeah, that's pretty fucking good. I really feel like she's going a lot faster than normal. I mean, normal I mean Uber Atziri, not just Atziri. Doing everything super fast. Then again, I haven't really done Uber Atziri without temp chains or blowing her up instantly in quite a while, so it could just be that. these. Spawn, good spawn actually. If I get a mask for this run, yeah, that would be sad. I feel like this is worth a bit more than a mask. Apparently it's only worth a mask. That was fun though. Man, that was actually rather enjoyable. I haven't had a nice actual, like, you know, fight against Atziri in a while. And it was still rather smooth, you know, honestly. An Inquisitor would have face rolled that, I think. Stormcall feels pretty damn solid against all those fights and just the entire zone. You can really control everything.